Hey, welcome back. Bob 64 Bolt here, and bringing you day 9 of uploading a video every day until I get to 50 subs. In the last video, we made all the toppings. Now we're adding variation. What is all that noise behind me? Oh, it's my chair. So we have the pepperoni, the ham, the pineapple, and the mushrooms. So what we need to do is we need to add some variation. So what we're going to do first of all is just shift left click on each of these, shift D, Y, shift D, Y, shift D, Y, and just drag the mouse left click. So now we have 4 different ones for each, and we have lots of these in here now. So what I'm going to do is under toppings, we're going to make some new ones. So pepperoni. We're also going to make ham, new topping of pineapple, and finally mushroom. So all the ham, drag into ham. Then we take all the mushroom, drag into mushroom. We just take the pepperoni, drag into pepperoni, take the pineapple, drag into pineapple, and we'll drag that mushroom temporarily into the mushroom. So now it's a little bit cleaner. So now we have the scene. I've renamed it. So scene will be the pizza base, like a table, pizza cutter, whatever we decide to add. And then toppings, which is all of these. So we have all the pepperonis, stuff like that. So let's get started. So the first one we're going to leave normal. The second one, so click it, so left click, then press period or full stop, whatever you call it, on the number pad to focus. Then press tab, go in, press Z, or you can press number pad 7. I can't because I have it mapped stuff. Then hold down control and left click there, and it will pick the shortest path. Then what we can then do is up here instead of global, we want to change it to, actually just leave it there. Then just R, Y, bring that down a little bit, then G, Z, leave it like that because you won't cut it perfectly straight, will you? Then don't want it perfectly aligned, so just there to there, R. So then if you don't have it along the axis, you can just line it up so the 2 middle ones are lined up, then just R, or you actually want to do it more like that, and then G, Z. And then what you also want to do is up here, click this little button to enable smooth. So, and then use the scroll wheel to bring it in. So now, before, if we did this, so it drags only that point. If we click that, drags the points around it. So we press G, scroll wheel in a little bit, and just move it about like that. And now we have a slightly wonky cut piece of pepperoni. Now let's do the same for the other ones. Alright, so now we have all the pepperonis done. Now what we might want to do actually is we want to add a subdivide modifier because it looks slightly too weird. Although if you zoom out or set it to shade smooth by right clicking and then clicking on shade smooth, you can't tell that well, but just add a modifier subdivision surface simple. Actually, never mind that, but just ignore that. So what you actually want to do is just right click, shade smooth, left click, right click, shade smooth, left click, right click, left click, right click, shade smooth, and now that looks a little bit better. It will look much better with textures on there. Actually, I don't like that. Okay, ignore that. Don't do that. Now we're going to add some variation to the ham. So just tab. Don't want proportional editing for this. And just G. Bring it in a little bit. Actually, and then A, Control E, subdivide. You might want to bring that up to 2 for these actually. And now you can just lower that slightly. Remember, full stop or period to focus. And now you can edit it a little bit nicer. Although you don't need to do that for all of them. And then if you don't like the look of it, shade smooth, although I think I'll just leave them at shades flat. This one, I'll just do this for like that. And then this one, I will subdivide twice. And then just like that. This one's not going to cut too weirdly. So there we go. Now let's move on to the pineapple. Right, so now we're on the pineapple. For this, you can't really do too much apart from just bring this down a little bit, just change the angles of this a little bit, like that. Because with pineapple, there's not really too much difference between the slices if you slice it well. Just bring it in, scale down a little bit, scale up on the Z-axis. This one we'll leave it as it is. This one we'll just move that out a little bit. Bring that in a little bit like that. There we go. Alright, now for the mushroom. So for the mushroom you don't really want to do too much. So some you could just shrink the size like that. Then with proportional editing, just add like a little bump to the mushroom, bring that up a little bit, bring that in. So you don't want mushrooms to look too different, just different enough. Bring that out, bring that down, bring that in, bring that in, shrink it slightly. This one will leave the same size. We'll bring that up, and remember, you don't want to make them different, the same. And also, we're not going for 100% real looking here, we're just going for real enough. And the trick is to make it perfectly imperfect. Like that. So remember, mushrooms are very soft, so they'll get dented easily. And then there we go, that's all the variation.